Okay. It's only one win, but I cannot tell you how proud I am of this football team. We've faced a lot of adversity in the first month of the season, and for them to bounce back when all the excuses were really kind of built in. You know, you're down to your third quarterback. You know, we've just been hurt by injuries all over the place, and you know, we got trounced last week on the road on national television. There's just all the excuses were built in, and we refused to allow them to buy into that. And I cannot speak to how proud I am of this team. And again, I understand it's just one win, but it's a conference win at home. It's a great job by a lot of guys stepping up and filling roles and really playing well. And I'm happy for our guys. They deserve some success. They kept their heads down this week. The whole organization, we just kept our heads down, didn't listen to anything that was being said or in print, and you know, just grinded it out. And I told the team we just needed to find a way to win the game. I didn't care if it was 17-14, 14-10. I knew there was a chance that this could be an ugly game, but we just had to find a way to win. And all credit to our coaches and to our players because they found a way tonight. And special mention, you know, specifically, I mean, Tyler Stewart managed the game very well, took care of the football. The sack fumble's not his fault. We got to protect him better. 3 touchdowns, that's outstanding. And we challenged the defense that, hey, you may have to carry the day for us here. This may not be a week where we can score, you know, 35. You guys are going to have to carry the day for us. And I thought that they were outstanding, specifically Hekking. Without looking at tape, just watching it from the sideline, I'll tell you what, I don't know if anybody else in the league played as good as Hekking did tonight. I mean, we're certainly going to nominate him for Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Week. And if that production can't get it done, somebody else had a heck of a day. So, you know, happy for our guys. Want them to enjoy it tonight. The challenge was to be 1-0 by 10 o'clock on Saturday night, and we did that. So when we come in tomorrow, the challenge will be to try and be 1-0 again next Saturday night. So with that, we'll take any questions.
Can you tell us when you told Stewart that he was going to play and how that conversation went?
We got a pretty good idea from the medical staff on Thursday that Cody was not going to be able to go. So when we broke our stretch lines Thursday, we told Tyler to go out there with the first offense. I'd love to tell you we sat him down and gave him a win one for the Gipper speech, but he did a fantastic job preparing all week. And Nick Rolovich deserves a lot of credit too. Nick had him in a lot. You know, they were doing a lot of extra work together to get him ready. And I thought Nick called a very smart game. We protected him. You know, we didn't put too much on him. We need to do a better job running the ball, quite frankly. I mean, the second half kind of felt like we were going uphill, but we weren't gonna sit back there and take a ton of shots either. Just where the game was at. But I mean, he really just kind of find out when we went to practice on Thursday, and we didn't make a really big deal of it. It's just kind of what's expected. You know, the guy in front of you can't go, next man up.
Those first 2 possessions offensively were kind of got off to a little sluggish start. Then he hits Arendse for that 40, 50-yard pass. How big was that for his confidence and just for the momentum?
No doubt. I think it was big for the confidence of the whole football team. You know, they kicked to us, and the wind was a factor in the first half of the game for sure. I mean, it was blowing out there. They kicked to us with the wind. We go 3 and out, have to punt back into that. You know, they go down, defense stiffens at the end, able to force a field goal. And then for us to be in 3rd and long right after that, I mean, I'm sure there was some tight stomachs over on the sideline, but then to make the big play. But that's the bottom line. Players have to make plays. I mean, players have to make plays. And the quarterback made a great throw. Arendse made a bunch of people miss. The screen to Solomon is another huge play in the ball game. A fantastic call by Rolo. We catch him in a blitz. The quarterback doesn't panic. They're coming with a free rusher off the weak side. He holds on to it until it clears, dumps the ball over their head. Chris Solomon makes a great run. So those are two huge plays in the ball game.
He and Arendse had a big connection in the first half a few times. Was that a game plan, or did those two just have something going?
Apparently he's the way Wimberly is Cody's security blanket. Apparently Arendse is Tyler's. We knew there were going to be times in the passing game we had to try and beat man coverage. And we didn't do it enough, to be honest with you, but we did it enough to win. So it was good.
The third touchdown pass, the fade to the Polian, that looked like a really nice throw.
It's a great throw. It's a great throw. And you know what? The touchdown pass to Arendse is on the play action down on the north end is another great throw. You don't when you see that on television, you're going to realize how long he held the ball. What a great play action fake it was, because Arendse got caught up in some trash and was slow getting out. And Tyler hung back there with the ball, cool as a cucumber, and delivered a strike. So, again, I can't say enough. I told him right after the game how proud of him I was. I mean, guy was the third quarterback and went out and played fantastic in a conference game. He deserves a lot of credit.
If there was a knock on him early on, I mean, obviously being a freshman with no experience, it was maybe holding on to the ball too much, staring down receivers. Has he gotten past that?
I don't know if he's gotten past it, but he's certainly gotten better. I know I jumped him fanatically on Tuesday. He held on to one. So we're constantly trying to coach him. But look, the bottom line is until you're in a game, you'll never know. I mean, we can tell him, get rid of it, but he doesn't get hit in practice. In 7-on-7, there's no pass rush, so he sits there and he holds on to it and goes all the way across the field through his progression. Now, he was baptized by fire down at Florida State. He figured out you can't hold it forever, especially when those dudes are chasing you. So clearly he was able to take that experience from Florida State and build off of it today, which that's what you hope your players would do, learn from a game experience, and clearly he did.
Is the way in which you won this game without your star quarterback, maybe more valuable than if you had Cody? I mean, it seemed like everybody kind of stepped up and played their own role, and it wasn't one.
It's a teaching moment for sure, but they only count for one win. It's no more valuable. But it is a teaching moment for sure. And there was a thought around here that you can't win without Cody. And then when Devin went down, well, forget it now. And I think when you can show them that when 85 guys hang together, everybody does their job. The offense picks up the defense. I thought we played in all three phases. We played pretty good tonight. And when you play as a team, not that Cody's not important, but no one player is bigger than the team, and this is a great team win tonight. And that's all we were talking about all week. Team. Pick each other up. And to be able to preach that and then have the success to teach off of it, that matters, that counts.
This is not a great running team I think you faced tonight, and they got a pretty good amount of yards. Are you looking at that at all, or are you looking at we flew around, we caused turnovers?
No, I mean, it's hard for me to get negative about the defense. Shoot, man, we caused 6 turnovers, right? Plus 2 more fourth downs where we got off the field and a forced field goal. I mean, how can I'm not going to nitpick like that. And the bottom line, too, is on some of these third and longs, that's a team that chucks it all over the yard. We're calling defenses. We ain't calling defenses to stop the draw. We're going to be in cover 2. We're dropping a linebacker out of there to deep middle third. We're rushing the passer. Hey, sometimes they make a good call. we just got to dust ourselves off and go play the next play, which is what we did. I mean, the only real breakdown I'm upset with tonight defensively is the touchdown pass, because we're in man coverage and we have a freshman corner who just he doesn't have enough game experience to realize, hey, they're in a bunch split. Let's get on levels. We got two man-to-man defenders standing right next to each other. We get kind of rubbed. You know, that's the stuff that bothers me. You know, they're going to make plays. They're on scholarship too. But, you know, we just got to eliminate those little mental mistakes.
You're doing a lot of defensive substitution again. I think the thing that stood out to me was seeing McNeil in the middle. Is that an experiment? Is that
No, he's going to play some there. I mean, and you and I talked about this earlier in the week. All those practice reps and all that stuff, the best evaluation we can get from players is in-game situations. And unfortunately, we're a new staff. So, you know, we had those first 3 games. We're still trying to get people plugged into the right spots. And, you know, I think, you know, John's going to see you. John, you're going to see John in the middle. You know, I think Charles Garrett did a really nice job tonight moving out to corner. You know, we like we said before, we want to settle on a lineup, but we still, you know, it's still a process. Everything we're doing is still a process right now. So.
Cody's injury more serious than you thought, or is he still day-to-day?
Quite honestly, I expected him to play, and that's no BS. I really thought he was going to play. But the determination was made Thursday afternoon that we're just not there yet, and it goes without saying we are never going to put a player out there if he's not physically capable of protecting himself. It's going to be a couple weeks before he feels great, but it's the football season. Nobody feels good, including the coaches. So it's just, you know, and it was really easy, too, because the medical people told us, no, all right, end of discussion. Let's move forward. And that's the way it went.
There's no structural damage or anything?
No, I mean, it was a sprained knee, and there are degrees of sprains, and, you know, 2 to 4 weeks. And to be honest with you, 2 was pretty aggressive. And I'd love to give you a projection for next week, but, you know, once they said no, we were so focused on trying to get 15 ready and move forward that, you know, we'll revisit the Cody situation tomorrow with the medical staff.
You were talking about Brock earlier. Can you expand on his game?
Oh, I just thought he was outstanding. His motor, we felt like going into the game, and we challenged the D-line in front of the whole team. We felt like going into the game that was a matchup that we could win. You know, you go into every ball game and say, where can we win and where can they win? That was one we felt like we could win. And certainly he gave us a ton of production tonight. And I loved his energy. He was positive the whole week. You know, he was a little bit nicked up and probably, you know, the medical staff said, well, you know, maybe we'll sit him out Tuesday. And the kid was out there practicing. He was keyed up. He was excited to play. And, you know, I thought he was outstanding. The whole D-line, quite frankly. I think we're going to find out that Ian Seau played his tail off, too. I thought Ian Seau was really disruptive, got a bunch of hits on the quarterback, caused a couple of holding penalties. You know, I just can't say enough about the defense tonight. You know, we gave up some yards. I understand that, but we turned them over a bunch. We got off the field a bunch. So it's hard to complain.
How big was it for the defense? Once you got the lead and not put that pressure on Tyler to have to always keep coming back and, you know, make plays to kind of manage the game?
Yeah, I think it was big. And I'll be honest, it affected our play calling a little bit, especially when it got to 24. We felt like, okay, you know, we don't have to put them at risk. We don't have to put them in bad situations. And I tell you what, you know you're going good when you punt the ball and your defense is sprinting out there to take the field because they're excited to go, you know, especially in a game where they felt like, okay, they're going to sit back and chuck it. And those guys up front were excited to get back out there and try to rush the passer. And that's a good sign. And again, you know, kudos to the defense that we turned it over once deep on our own end. And they got off the field with no points. And sudden change, And that's one of the things we try and teach and talk about. And the other thing that's worth mentioning is, 2 out of our 3 games, we came out of the half and stunk. I mean, 2 out of these first 3 games, we stunk coming out of the break. And I felt like defensively, an outstanding job coming out of the half this time. Keyed up, eyes in the right place, fit everything right and got after it. So, good, again, credit to the kids. Good job.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
What were your thoughts on how Tyler played?
Excellent. In the week he practiced pretty good. Cody took some snaps also, so they're splitting times with the ones. But he was poised and came out there and delivered the ball like we expected him to do.
Does it mean something a little bit more to the team that you guys win without Cody? I mean, obviously he's going to come back at some point, but I mean, everybody had to pitch in to get the win in this game, and it seemed like everybody did.
Yeah, I mean, of course we want Cody to be healthy, but you got to roll with the punches. It's football season, like Coach Polian said. You're going to face some adversity with people going down. The injuries. I mean, I don't feel like I've been 100% in years, but that's life. And that's what comes with the territory. But yeah, the team is playing with a sense of cohesiveness. We're all playing together and we're all playing for one another.
How big was it for you guys to get that first pass to Arendse when you guys were kind of scuffling a little bit in those first couple possessions? A big 3rd down and 12 pass.
Tyler stepped up in the pocket and made a good throw on Kolby on a crossing route, and Kolby, caught the ball with his hands, and broke a couple tackles, and it was like the energy booster. We needed that coming off the the first 3 and out, where we felt we should have produced more than what we did. So yeah, it was big. I guess to me that set the mold for the whole game, and we went off there, and that drive they gave Kolby the touchdown. Also, he got us down there, so he deserved to get the touchdown. So yeah, that was a big play.
Tyler in control, like in the huddle? Did you feel like he was leading the team and like in firm grasp of everything?
Yeah, for this being his first start, he did pretty good. I always pick on Tyler. He's young, he's goofy looking, but he's a good guy. But he was kind of speaking kind of softly. We're like, man, speak up, man. Like, this is your group right now. You have to lead us. Whether you're a redshirt freshman or a true freshman, it really doesn't matter at that point when you're in control of the offense. So no, he played pretty good and he showed poise and he did what he was supposed to do.
Didn't that first conference win take a lot of weight off the team's shoulders?
No, it's still a long season. We're taking one game at a time. Right now we're 1-0, but tomorrow when we come out for practice, we'll be 0-0 again. We're taking every game like it's our last, and that's how we're gonna approach them.
Do you get a sense now that you've got a feel for what this team is capable of, what the potential is? After those first 3 games, it was kind of hard to know.
I mean, just because we had a couple good wins at Mackey doesn't mean we still know the identity of our team. We're still trying to find ourselves. It's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that have not been connected yet, and that's what happens over the course of a season. So we're just waiting to get everything in order, and we're going to go from there. But right now, still things that we need to work on and improve on, and move some guys. But that's football.
What do you think of your team's defensive effort?
Probably one of the best defensive displays I've seen since I've been here in 6 years. Honestly, Brock played good. Our defensive back Charles played good. They put him at corner a few times today. We got to see some different things. Marcus Smith stepped up and made some pretty good plays. But they wouldn't have been able to do that without the defensive rush, with Brock, Lenny, and Jordan Hansen, and Sayal, and Keem. So, they play good. Like I said, that's probably one of the best performances I've seen since the defense here in 6 years.
So with kind of the rash of injuries that you guys have had, what's the biggest positive to come out of tonight's win?
Winning. That's the biggest positive. And the effort that the guys gave, with Tyler. We didn't like make our offense vanilla because Tyler was starting. We went out there and did exactly what we would have done if Cody was there. And the defense played good, so that helped. That helped a lot. That always helps the offense, when the defense come out and play good and give us the ball back and give us a lot more opportunities to score points. So.
Anything else for Brandon? Thank you.
I was so proud of him. I was, to be honest, before the game, I was nervous for him, but yeah, he came out and played a hell of a game, and he was just the next guy in line, to fill that spot, and he did a great job. And he, before the game, we let him know, hey, you got our support. The union's behind you, the whole team's behind you. So I think that kind of helped calm him down. But he was calm throughout the whole game and just played, so it was good.
Is there a moment when he kind of just relaxed and took control?
I felt comfortable with him being the quarterback tonight from snap 1 till snap 60, 70, whatever, how many plays we ran tonight. There wasn't a time when I had regret or like, come on, Tyler, we got to pick it together, step it up, whatnot. He was always, he was just, like I said, the next guy in line, and, he did a good job tonight.
Matt, in your mind, what's the biggest positive come out of tonight's game?
To be honest, seeing a defense that really helped us out. As an offense, honestly, we were struggling, but it was it's a big positive for me to see what we can accomplish when we're all firing on the same cylinder, and when the defense comes out with energy and they get turnovers, and that helps with field position for the offense, and it helps us to score. That's so. The main positive I saw tonight was, what we have in line for us.
And in that vein, was it maybe even better that you won this game without Cody? This wasn't like a one-man show. You guys all kind of came together and everybody pitched in.
Yeah, I wish Cody was out there today with us, but obviously it was Tyler, and seeing what Tyler could do with us behind him was good. So.
Is that important also from a backup coming on standpoint? That obviously you have a lot of trust and faith in Cody when he's out there, but like if he wasn't able to play next week, the team now is going to have more confidence in Stewart as well, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would say. Tyler really showed. I think this was his debut or whatnot, but he really showed that he can play here. And there's not a guy on the whole Nevada roster who I would be scared to play with, because you're around these guys, 300 days out of the year, 300 days plus, and you have confidence throughout practice, throughout games, meetings, and everything that, hey, if someone goes down, then I have complete faith that their backup could come in and play, and that's what happened tonight.
How important was that play when you guys were 3 and out from the first one,
Yeah.
12 in the second, he hits Kolby, he goes down the sidelines for 50, 60 yards. How big was that?
That was huge. I was pretty excited. I was pretty tired running down after that long. The more we ran, the more tired I got, but I'm all right with that. So I'll take a cramp, with that kind of play any day.
I think that was one of those moments where if there was any momentum, it was on Hawaii's side at that point, and from that moment on, I don't think they ever got it back.
Yeah, I feel this. I feel the same way, and it's a terrible feeling when the offensive line comes out and goes 3 and out. Not the offensive line, the offense in general. But if we don't do our part, then it's a terrible feeling coming back to the bench. Knowing that hey, we just got shut down. And so Kolby's catch and run was huge, and it helped us gain that momentum back that we kept throughout the whole game, in my opinion.
Can you just talk about that play and how you saw it?
Well, it was just a well executed play. Tyler threw a great ball, and I think it possibly caught the defense off guard. But yeah, they're in man coverage, and we work on it all week. So it was just a matter of one guy beating another guy.
It seems like you made one guy miss, I think, and then it was about 30, 40 yards before you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It just all happens in the heat of the moment. But it turned out to be a great play, and I wish I a little bit more speed right there at the end. But it was a good booster for us.
And how did you see Tyler play tonight?
Tyler played great. I was really comfortable with Tyler back there, and the thing that separates him from other guys is he's very smart. He's a thinker. He it's the small details about a play that make it work, and he's whether it's motion or whatever, and sometimes players miss that, but Tyler was on it. He knew the calls, he was prepared, and he came out and played well.
So Kolby, in your mind, coming back to that play, do you feel like there was kind of a collective sigh of relief? You guys were kind of stiff coming out. But after that play, you guys kind of got more relaxed.
Well, it was still early in the game, so I feel like there still could have been a lot of stuff that could have went down, whether it was that play or a different play, or whether the ball went to me or somebody else. But it was definitely a big momentum booster for us, and like any big play. And so yeah.
You talked about the second touchdown pass. Coach was talking about that. He said he thought it was a really excellent throw.
Yeah. It's another one of those plays that just that works out on the goal line or in short yardage, and we executed it well, and again Hawaii was in man, I believe, and it just it was a great play call for which I would credit Rolo for that, but it was a great play call for the defense. So.
What are your thoughts about the defense tonight?
Oh, I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was so great seeing those guys in good spirits, and the coaches, and they're all bringing us up. They're out there bringing Tyler up. It's the momentum of the game definitely shifts for the offense and the defense when they're starting to get on a roll, and then the offense. We start all right, like Matt said, getting good field position, and it really is a good thing when everything starts clicking.
Is it fun to watch Hekking when he's that disruptive?
Yeah. I find myself watching him quite a bit on the few plays that I do get to watch, because we're usually doing adjustments and stuff. On the few plays I do get to watch, when it's a pass play, I like to watch Brock get after it, and he's a baller. So.
Anything else for Kolby? All right, thank you.
Before you guys ask any questions, I just want to, give a shout out to Tyler Stewart, and that was an amazing job for him to step up and come out and play like that. Extremely proud of him. But now I'm ready.
All right, how much credit are you giving the mullet for tonight?
It was always there, showing me support, but no, most of the credit just goes to the D-line and the defense. Played amazing tonight.
You kind of had a slow start to your season, UCLA, Florida State. How big was this game for you and then for you guys as a defense?
This was a huge game all around for us. We just entered conference. Preseason was preseason. We made our mistakes. We learned from it. But this was the game that we needed to come out and really win. And, with our starting quarterback out and Tyler stepping up, we were able to do that. I'm proud of everyone.
You had 3 sacks. Take us through each one of them. What happened on each play?
To be honest, I can't even recall. It was just kind of craziness. But, sometimes I see him roll out right, chase him down. I just kind of read the tackle off that. And another time, it's excellent play calling by our coach. And we ran a rock bait, which is the other 3 defensive linemen go inside and flush the quarterback to the left. And then I'm running around the outside as fast as I can. And that was the last one. So, I give all the credit to the D-line and our coach for that call.
That's the one where you knocked the ball out?
Yeah, yes.
Coach Polian said he kind of challenged the defense with Tyler in there. What did you guys get from that message, and how do you feel after that call?
I just feel like we needed to step up. A lot of the game was on us. We had to play our best. Defensive line was, that was a huge game for us. We had to step up, and I feel like we most certainly did. The rest of the defense was there, and really we just played great as a team tonight. I mean, it was just basically all our hard work finally showing up. You know, like I said earlier in the press conference this week, one of our goals was to finish. You know, like I said, we started off games great, but we couldn't finish. And, you know, that's when third and fourth quarter hit against UCLA and Fresno State, and, you know, everything didn't really go as planned at that. But this game and this week we really emphasized finishing, and I feel like we did that tonight.
You know, coaches talked about, you know, how these first three games it really made it difficult to know, you know, where you guys are. Do you know more off of tonight's game?
I feel like, you know, we're ready for anything now. We've had, you know, the fast teams, the slow teams, the passing teams, the running teams, and this night really showed our team that we can finish and we can win, and, you know, we can play great, and I feel like our team is a lot more confident now, and we're ready for the rest of the conference.
Earlier this season, you said you're not as vocal of a leader. You want to show what you can do out on the field. Do you think people are taking you as a leader now after seeing what you can do?
I'm not sure. That's up to them. I'm just play the game and do the best that I can.
So, Brock, coming back to that last sack, was there like any point in your mind that you felt like ripping off your jersey like Hulk Hogan used to do back in the day?
During that third one, yeah. I mean, that was just something that we've, you know, practiced, and finally seeing it work and pay off, it was just, you know, the icing on the cake. It was amazing.
Anything else for Team Bowling?
All right. Thank you.